not out. Bam, back in the mix. Ready to get it popping for Miami. But what else does Jimmy have in his bag of tricks? The Heat down 3-1 in the finals, but the Miami mentality still remains. They just need one game, and LeBron is locked in, preparing to lead LA to a win with plans to bring AD and company along with him. The Lakers in control. They have dreams of winning title number 17. With that said, NBA fans, what's good? You're now rocking with the best. Ro Parrish here in Studio B. It is game time at the finals presented by YouTube TV. Game 5 is coming up on Friday. LeBron James, AD, with plans to raise another banner in Los Angeles. However, they know the Heat still stand in their way, but the series is far from done.
To me, this series is far from over. We've got a lot of work to do. This is a great basketball team that we're playing, and my focus is solely on all the little details that go into what we have to do to get one more win.
You can't really put too much pressure on yourself, start overthinking and start overdoing things that you just because it's a closeout game. But we know the importance of of this game from both sides, and just, we're gonna have fun with it.
And living in the moment and not taking it for granted, and just channeling that that desperation is knowing that the opponent and the man that's across from you has that same feeling. What I've learned being a Laker is that the Laker faithful don't give a damn what you've done before. Until you become a Laker, you got to do it with them as well. So they don't care about your resume at all.
All you can do is trust a guy that's been in that situation 10 times. And we all believed in him, we all trusted him, and we tried to make sure that we go out there and complete the task for all the things that happened this season, with our team specifically, in our organization, that to be able to close it out, and the Black Mamba uniforms will just make it all worth it.
There you see on the screen some of the greatest ever to do it. Teammates that score at least 25 or more and shoot 50+ in the first 4 games of the NBA Finals. Shaq is up there a few times. You see Penny, you see Kobe, the late, great Kobe Bryant, and his teammate this season, Anthony Davis. So with that said, I bring in my wings, NBA champion Channing Frye, NBA legend Jim Jackson. These Los Angeles Lakers, they've already had so many things happen to them this season, so much motivation, but now they find themselves on the cusp of winning another championship, number 17. Jimmy, how crucial is it for the Lakers to remain in this moment and stay focused?
From the beginning, Ro, when, the league started back up, I said the team that's going to win, that's going to ultimately win the championship is going to be the one that stays focused, because the days are going to get long and monotonous. You're going to be tired of being in the bubble. But leadership on that team is going to be very important, not from a coaching perspective, but from a player perspective. Right now, we see the Los Angeles Lakers in position to win a championship. Why? LeBron James. LeBron James has put this team, yes, AD has played phenomenally, but the experience of LeBron James, the intelligence and understanding how to keep his guys locked in through the bubble period to stay laser focused on the job at hand is critical. In a closeout game, who do you rely on? Somebody's been there, done that. Rondo's been there, more importantly, LeBron James. So they're on the cusp of doing something special. It's not going to be easy. This Heat team has something to prove, something to play for. But I would not, it's nobody I would rather have in this situation in today's game than LeBron James when you have to close out a game.
LeBron James so far this season in closeout games has been magnificent, giving you 32, 12, and 8. Channing, you're very familiar with LeBron James. The numbers are just sick. I mean,
he's sick.
They're ridiculous. But hey, just saying. Channing, this isn't a regular game, obviously. This is a closeout game. These are the moments where you separate the real from the phony.
Oh, for sure. Listen, to me, like Jimmy just said, I would rather have no one else on my team. And this is going to be a hot take. I like KD and my chances too. But in this game, the Lakers, I'm taking LeBron. And the thing that people don't mention is the coaching staff. Jason Kidd, Phil Handy. Those guys are going to constantly be, and the guys who have not been here ear, calming them down, letting them know the game. But Bron and AD are your big horses, and they're going to lead this Cavs to a championship. I've been there when Bron is locked in. It's a scary sight. When you let him see the end of the tunnel, I think last game he was trying to wean on and figure out how much energy he had. And that's why he said it was one of his toughest games. But this game, it's all or nothing from now on. So he's going to want to close the Miami Heat out and not give them any chance to come back.
Indeed. Now, we talked about LeBron James. His numbers are ridiculous as well. Let me just throw in there, he's shooting 42% from three in those closeout games. We already know what LeBron does. He's done it for years. But then you look at Anthony Davis and what he's been able to do in closeout games. The first time he's been on this stage as a Laker, giving you 27, shooting at a ridiculously high clip. What do you look for to see from AD, Jimmy?
Yeah, more of the same thing. I mean, now it's going to be adjustments by, of course, the Miami defense on AD's touches, and they will try to get him in foul trouble. But keep in mind, here's the beauty about the LeBron-AD combination. It's not like it's single pressure on one player that they have to carry the team. So now it kind of makes it, I'm not going to say easier, because it's not easy to go out and perform against the Miami Heat. But when you have somebody on the other side that's taking care of their business, all the pressure isn't on your back to kind of carry the load. And that's why they complement each other so much. So look for AD to get touches early, whether that's, mid-range, at the free throw line, pick and pop, pick and roll in transition. Because when AD gets rolling early, this Laker team is tough to stop, and everybody else benefits from his success early on.
Speaking of getting rolling and everybody else, let's talk about those others for a second. KCP was ridiculous in the previous game. So far in these finals, he has 43 pointers made. That puts him behind only one person in the Lakers finals record books. That's Kobe Bryant. So he has been utterly impressive. How important is it for the Lakers, for others like KCP, to continue to play at this level, Channing?
I think what it does is it takes a lot of pressure off of Anthony Davis, especially on the offensive end. Miami's been throwing their double teams on and off at him to give him just kind of throw his chemistry off on the court, or his rhythm off on the court. So Kuzma's been playing solid, which is pretty amazing. Caruso has been another solid guy. Danny Green's been on and off, but his defense is there. And I think, to me, my guy Marquise Morris has been the biggest surprise. Coming in with his physicality, allowing coach to start him in that second half. He's being physical. He can switch. He talks. He's a vet. And he just makes the right plays. And he must have got it from me, but I haven't seen him shoot just made threes in a long time, but he's been letting it go.
Must have got it from you. You know what? You're right. He leads all finals players in three capabilities while channeling a former president.
There's a lot of different narratives out there. We don't give a SHIT what everybody else thinks. This is everything that we wanted this year, is an opportunity to fight for it, compete for a title. And that hasn't changed at all. Our guys are the ones who are out there in the arena, marred by dust, blood, sweat, and tears. Our guys are the ones out there. 28 other teams aren't out there, and everybody else is basically on their comfortable couches.
They're writing us off. Everybody's doubting us. So, but as long as the people in the locker room and on our coaching staff have belief, then that's all that matters.
Ain't nobody think about going home over here. It's just win, so there is no pressure. We're expected to win. That's our job. It's not win or go home. It's win or win.
Our approach has been the next game is the most important game. That's our approach we've been having this whole playoff run, is just the next one. Whether we win or lose, the next one is the most important one.
Our backs are against the wall. We know that. And it's 3 up, 3 down. That's our motto. We got to stick to that. We got to believe in that.
I'll play however many minutes. I'll be however tired. But I got to win. I got to know me putting my body through all of this, my guys putting their bodies through all of this, is for something. Because if it wasn't, I would be really pissed off at the end of this thing.
Jimmy Butler dropped 40 in Game 3 and Game 4. Not so much. Started off hot in the first quarter, 5 for 5, 11 points. But after that point on, 3 for 12. So, Jimmy Jackson, I got to bring this to you. The Lakers' defensive scheme, why was it so effective against Jimmy Buckets?
Well, Jimmy ended up only with 17 shots. He didn't get to the free throw line as much as he did, in Game 3. But also it was the switch of having AD guard Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy was living in the paint when he dropped 40 points, but having AD on the court, He's long, he's athletic, he can guard. But look, he's 2 to 3 feet deep as Jimmy goes, within the pick and roll. And now AD's able to recover. But like I talked about before, the beauty about having a great defensive player is having the support of your backside of your teammates. And that's why AD is capable right here. Even if he's behind a little bit, look at this little switch. But look, there's Danny Green, I think it is right there, that helps out. AD recovers. Look who's on the back line. It's LeBron James. Now the ball gets kicked back out. Little adjustments, minor adjustments is what you see from game to game. And having a longer, athletic Anthony Davis to boot with now saying, we're not going over the pick and roll. Jimmy, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to step back and knock that shot down. We're not going to allow you to get your head down, shoulders squared up, 2 dribbles, and now you're at the rim. Great move by the Lakers. Let's see now how Miami counters what the Lakers countered.
I'm glad that you said that. By the way, Anthony Davis, when he defended against the Heat players, they shot 6 for 19, so obviously he's effective. But talking about those things that you have to change, looking at Miami, what needs to change, Channing, in order for them to extend this series?
I think they just need to be more physical. I think, when the Miami Heat don't score 100 points, I think they're 1-10 or something like that. So offensively, they need to attack the mismatches early, especially Jimmy Butler. Don't wait in their offense. Attack the mismatches. If you have Kuzma on you, spread it out and attack. When AD is on you, pass, move, cut, wear them down. Be physical, set screens. Do the simple things better. And I think that's going to be their mantra is definitely make sure your top 2 guys are above and beyond playing the way they should, and everyone else will fall in line. I'm not worried about Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson. I want to see Jimmy Butler and Bam be the all-stars and superstars that everyone says that they are.
Jimmy, back in your day, you had that ankle injury that caught everybody's attention. Now, looking at Bam Adebayo, we know he's coming back from injury. Just, take the audience through some of the hurdles mentally and physically you'll go through coming back from an injury like that.
Well, the best thing about Bam is not a lower extremity injury, okay? Because anytime you're dealing with Achilles, a knee, an ankle, it's just tougher to recover from mentally because you're thinking about stopping, jumping, coming down on someone's foot, how you injured it, previously. So Bam really doesn't have that, which is good. Now, it may affect some of his movements in regards to shots and rebounding, but I think as the flow of the game goes on, he gets more comfortable in that role. And again, with any injury, I don't care what it is, you can be back and go through all the therapy and rehab you want, but it's in between your ears. Once you're mentally set that you're through the injury and you're fine, now you can play. But if you kind of think about it a little bit, that can hold you back.
We'll see what Bam does in closeout games so far this season, right under 20 points with 11 rebounds. Can him and the Heat extend the series? Can't wait to see in Game 5. You know who else we'll see in Game 5?
They might do for you. How do you guys feel now?
I know for myself, I feel great. Just getting treatment, doing the stuff, to be ready for Game 5. But I feel like my teammates, they feeling great as well. We're in a great mindset, and we just got one more, and we're looking to finish it.
You've earned the reputation as a really good defensive player in this league. To see a guy like AD, who's also in the running this year for Defensive Player of the Year, to speak up verbally and take on that challenge of Jimmy Butler, what did that mean to you guys the other night?
It means a lot. AD is, pride itself on being a Defensive Player of the Year since the start of the season. He wanted that title, and he earned it. In our eyes, he's the second defender that we need at the rim. If we contain outside the 3, and then if we get past us, we know we got AD back there, or JaVale or Dwight. We trust them guys, and them guys come through a lot for us.
What light can you shed on any adjustments you anticipate Miami making now that they've seen that look for you guys?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but we're gonna continue to throw different looks at them. Try to keep them surprised. And continue to do what we do.
Has it kind of sunk in that you're one win away from your first championship?
I try not to think about it as much as possible because I know it's gonna that's going to take me from take my mind somewhere I don't need to be. But I'm just trying to stay focused within the moment. Right now we got practice to go over our cleanups, and what we're going to do for the next game. And I just want to be in the moment right now and just continue to stay humble, and just stay ready.
We spoke the other night about that text that LeBron sent to you guys. He later said that was one of the most important games of his career. Do you get the sense that will carry over again to Game 5?
Yes. We one game away. And I know we're going to come out with the same mindset we had last game. Great energy, less mistakes that we had last game. And we're going to try to impose our will within the first quarter, first half, and try to just get this last one.
LeBron has been notorious in his playoff runs to go into playoff mode. He typically will go off of social media, do his 0 dark 23. Do you sense a different LeBron in these moments than you even saw from him in the regular season?
It's no different than regular season. He's had this mindset. Like all of us had this mindset that we want to, be together, be united. Togetherness is what we lean on a lot. And we here for each other as a brotherhood, and we built that chemistry from the jump, and everybody just bought into the message LeBron had for us during training camp, and the coaches, the message they had for us, and as far as our older veterans as well, the message they had for us, we all bought into it, and look where we at now.
I'm glad you mentioned the coaching staff, because I feel like because of the star power on your team, Coach Vogel or Coach Kidd or Coach Handy, they don't get a lot of attention, except for Coach Handy on his Instagram account. He gets a lot of attention. But what have they meant to you guys, and what has it been like playing for Coach Vogel?
They've meant a lot. They're a big part of this run as well. They take it. They coaches meeting. They go in, break down film for us. Talk about how we can adjust. What we need to do. And it's amazing. When we come into film session, how they broke down last game, and then what we're moving on forward to do next game. It's just a big part of what we do on the court.
KCP, we wish you the best of luck. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Thanks. Back to you guys.
I am number one. 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers. LeBron, number 1 all time in playoff points and minutes. Another first. Cover man for Wheaties. LeBron making his first appearance on a Wheaties box. The I promise message on the back.
You to be back in the NBA Finals and in such a unique environment here.
It's been an amazing accomplishment, for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, this is the first time to be a part of something like this. For me, this is my first time making it to the NBA Finals, from this perspective. Obviously, still being a player, but being more of a mentor and a leadership type of person. As in the past, I was a guy actually in the trenches playing. So, for me, I just wanted to figure out a way to master every role and every opportunity I had while I'm here in the finals and maximize those opportunities. So breathing confidence and giving my guys, all the experience and everything I have right now in this moment is my contribution to the team, and I'm just thankful to be here again.
We saw throughout the course of the regular season when things were, back before the pandemic hit, that you're mentoring the young guys, but now we're getting like a really up close and personal view of you constantly talking to, whether it's Kendrick or Duncan or Tyler. What has that been like for you to take these guys under your wing and not just like at practice or in the hotel, but in game, engaging with those guys?
I mean, it's just who we are. It's part of our culture. It's what we believe in. I think that, there's somebody that has to, have, experience and championship DNA in this organization that has to pass those things along to the next generation. And I've been chosen to be that guy, and I take that job really, really seriously. I feel like, chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And, if I'm the guy that's not playing and not getting the minutes, but I'm the weakest link, with all the experience and everything that I have, then we're a pretty strong chain. So, I want to keep my guys encouraged and keep pushing forward.
Is coaching in your future?
I don't know about that. I love what I do, and I love giving all this experience, and I love seeing guys succeed. I love the time that we put in watching it manifest on the basketball court. But we'll see what the next step is.
How much more do you think you want to play?
I don't think about it. A wise friend of mine, Dwayne Wade, said, wait till after the season and figure it out. So while I'm in the season of basketball right now, while we're in the finals right now, I'll be doing myself and I'll be doing my teammates a disservice focusing on anything else but winning this championship.
Yeah, but he didn't practice what he preaches because he did his whole farewell tour.
Well, I think he planned his farewell tour in his offseason. That's why he had a whole year of it. Right. So he took this time in the offseason to plan it, and that's why it went so well. So if I do have a farewell tour, I'm sure to reach out to Dwayne and help him plan it. My party planner, my farewell tour party planner, D. Wade. I got you, boy.
He knows exactly how to go through it. I mean,
got a lot of money to pay for it too.
That's a good point. It's on him. That's a really good point. I'm sure he'll pick up the tab on that. We talk so much about Heat culture, and it seems as if the pieces that are in place here really make sense. Let's start with Jimmy. Why is he such a good fit for this organization?
Me and Jimmy similar in a lot of different ways. We play the game with a lot of passion. We play the game with a lot of anger, and it's a place for us to let out our frustration. And that's how we attack the game. This is the great place for him. We talk about being the toughest, most conditioned, nastiest, most physical, and all those things that we try to put into who we are and what we are. And, Jimmy embodies all those things with a winning attitude and good leadership. And, when he came here, it was like he's been here forever. We walking on with open arms, It's like dropping a dog off at the kennel. You know what I mean? Like, it's other dogs in there. It's a lot more fun when another dog come to play with the other dogs.
Right. But with that said, typically when we see a guy with that type of attitude, oftentimes in the NBA, we see him try and get the ball in his hands and score as much as possible. Jimmy almost seems reluctant to be that guy. He talks so much about getting his teammates involved. But for you guys to get back into this series, do you need him to be that guy that is score-first mentality?
No, not at all. I think, he's done a great job of figuring it out. We trust Jimmy's decision-making. We've had different leading scorers in every series. So we've proven that we have different guys that can fill up the basketball. We play the game with a lot of trust. We play the game with a lot of confidence in one another. And we feel like we play the game the right way, and we're going to continue to do that and have confidence in our guys.
I want to ask you about the off-the-court, what you've been doing with More Than a Vote. There was a lot of conversation before we got to the bubble about how much impact players could have from inside here. How much progress do you feel like has been made in your time here in the organization you got involved with?
A lot of progress. I think we've gotten, the voters' rights back for, a lot of different people. I like to call them reformed citizens. We've gotten the voters' rights back for a lot of reformed citizens through the More Than a Vote campaign. When we talk about, people that have paid their debt to society coming out and looking for an opportunity to contribute to society in a positive manner, they have all kinds of trumped up charges and fees before these people are able to actually go out and put opportunities in to vote. Obviously, we've been able to get most of the arenas to be voting locations. We've got 100% of our team that's able to vote out registered right now. I think the NBA has about 80% of the guys in the league out here ready to vote. And even though we weren't able to get our arena as a voting site, we were able to get the museum right next door to our arena. So we're going to figure out a way to funnel some of those people from our arena to the voting site. So the NBA, I think we've still done a great job of that. But we're still looking for justice for Breonna Taylor. There's nothing I can say to make it better, but there's nothing I can say to make it better, but just know that the fight is not over and we're going to continue.
I know LeBron is heavily involved in this as well. Has it been strange for you? You teamed up with him on the court. You're teaming up with him off the court in some of these efforts. Has it been strange for you to compete against him in the most important part of the season?
Yeah, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been on this side of it, competing against him in the finals. But, he knows what it is. He knows who I am. He knows what I am. And I know who he is and what he is. And we're ultimate competitors. We're going to love each other like brothers from afar in this series. And after the series, we're going to hug it out.
Well, UD, we appreciate your time here. Best of luck the rest of the way. And we look forward to seeing what that bill is for our colleague now, Dwayne Wade.
Oh, yeah. Big tab. Big tab. Big tab. Thank you.
Thanks, you.
That's awesome right there to see UD. You two gentlemen obviously were vets at one time. I've heard stories how great you were playing that role. Jimmy, starting with you, describe the value that UD brings to the Miami Heat.
it's invaluable in some terms because he's understood all aspects of where these young players are going through. Maybe from a guy that was not heavily counted on, like a Duncan Robinson coming in, UD was like that, but he formed himself into a valuable asset of the Miami Heat culture, championship team. And then on the back end, Nate not playing like he talked about, but accepting the role as being a mentor, which is tough because guys, when you get older, you still feel you can play a little bit. You want to be on the court, but he's accepted that role. And I think it's critical for a young team like this that hasn't experienced it. Even Jimmy Butler, to the point of not getting to the finals, you need someone with a little gray hair, a little long in the tooth, that can understand time and moment and how to navigate through it. And he's done a superb job. And who would have thought that Haslam, Udonis, would be the face of the organization post his playing career and have his jersey put up there? Great accomplishment for a great man.
True OG. Channing, I know you had plenty of vets to help you along the way as well.
For sure, but I think the biggest sign of respect that UD gets is I played with Dwayne Wade and LeBron, and how they talk about him and his influence on that Heat culture and on them as players. And then you look at this team right now. At the beginning of the year, people thought, okay, Miami's pretty good with this Jimmy Butler. But for them, those young guys to come in and always listen when UD is talking, always be challenged. He holds everyone on that team accountable, and that's hard to do. And so for me, just watching him do this over this span of his career, when it's dealing with either Bron or it's dealing with Tyler Hero, he's been consistent. And that consistency is just a sign of how amazing person and player he is.
And he commands all the respect league-wide from the current players, the vets, everybody.
Envision this, and envision what you wanted in your career and to be a champion, and to compete for championships. And I think all the years in New Orleans just for great years, maybe except for the last year. There was ups and downs, but it kind of just prepared me for these moments here, just being able to lead and compete and now, to compete on this stage with the Lakers and his organization is been nothing but great for me.
You can catch that full conversation in our pregame coverage before Game 5. Jimmy, before we exit Game 5, who wins and why?
I'd like to preface this by saying I hate to be wrong because I picked this series to go 6 games, the Lakers winning 4-2, but I have to go with LA because of LeBron James and what he means and what he'll bring to the table. I mean, forget everything else. At the end of the day, LeBron knows how to close out these situations, and I think he'll bring his partner, AD, along for the ride, but it won't be easy with this Miami Heat team.
60% field goal percentage in closeout games, shooting 40% from 3. That's what LeBron's doing. Channing, who are you going with?
I think I've successfully picked every single wrong time wrong. So I'm gonna pick right this time and go with the Lakers, right?
I'm
going with the Lakers.
You can't even speak it properly. You're almost as good as Charles Barkley and his guarantees. That's Channing.
I'm bad. Hey, Channing, I'm bad at picking too, bro.
I picked the worst. I picked the Washington Generals.